A man behind bars in connection to a gruesome murder in West Phoenix.
Earlier this week, officers were doing a welfare check at a home when they found a dismembered and decomposing body inside. Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett joins us live tonight with details. Steph.
Yeah, John and Christina, it's very disturbing stuff. We went out to that neighborhood this evening and spoke with neighbors who say they never could have imagined anything like this happening in their neighborhood and literally across the street from them. Some neighbors right next door. They had no idea until some of our reporting even today. But they did tell me that the victim was such a nice man. He would always help out his other neighbors. And for the most part, he stuck to himself and stayed inside. A warning to our viewers, some of this information you're about to hear is hard to watch.
It's sick, I'm sorry, but it's sick to do something like that to another human being. And
neighbors on this quiet street at Roma and 30th Avenue are now living in the shadow of this house of horror.
When we saw so much text, I'm like, it wasn't just a passing, it was something way more serious, because I wasn't aware yet of the details of it, just other that he had passed and they had found a body, but I just today found out every single thing about it. And it's really sad and really scary.
According to police paperwork, officers were called to the house on Tuesday for a welfare check after family had not heard or seen the homeowner in over a month. When officers knocked and didn't get a response, they went inside, greeted by a foul odor and blood splattered across several rooms. As they investigated, that's when they found the victim's dismembered body, found in trash bags in a laundry basket. Police paperwork says a woman had befriended the homeowner and had been living at the home off and on since 2020, but she would reportedly relapse with drugs, pawn his possessions, and steal his vehicle.
A lot of coming and going in her part, a lot of chaos on her part. Like, she would sometimes be upset and be out here yelling.
In April of this year, she met this man, 58-year-old Thomas Wallace, and invited him to also live in the home. Fast forward to October 28th, police say security footage shows Wallace and the woman going into a pawn shop with several items, including a chainsaw and camera. Police paperwork says the chainsaw came in a box with a foul odor and was later found to have human remains on it. This week, Wallace and the woman were taken into custody after police tracked the victim's stolen vehicle to this motel, where the pair were staying. Police paperwork says the woman admitted to returning to the home with a friend in September and noticed the body, but didn't tell police. When questioned by detectives, she said Wallace had inferred he killed the victim. Marino says she saw the suspect come and go after the murder.
I walk around my car, he passes by, smiles and waves. And to me, it's crazy that you sit there and smile and you wave, knowing what you had done. And I mean, of course, we didn't know what was going on, but for him, somebody to smile and wave and know what they had just done, like, he is not okay.
Yeah, and Wallace is charged with second-degree murder as well as a slew of other charges, including stealing a vehicle, trafficking stolen property, and abandoning and concealing a dead body. His bond is set at $1 million, cash only. As for the woman, she is in custody on charges of fraud and theft. Reporting live tonight in Phoenix, Stephanie Bennett, Fox 10 News.
An update to a deadly shooting last night in Mesa. One man takes his own life after he shot another man inside of a pizza restaurant. We have learned the victim is expected to live.
And Fox 10's Lindsay Regis joins us live in Mesa. And Lindsay, you spoke with someone who was there at the time of the shooting.
Yeah, Mark and Ellen, the person I spoke with says he was sitting right next to the shooter. He heard the two men argue across the bar, and once he heard gunshots, he left the restaurant. Tonight, he shares the conversation between the suspect and the victim. A night at Desert Peaks Pizza and Grill in Mesa turned violent Wednesday night.
The person on the other end of the line said basically somebody was inside shooting a gun inside the restaurant.
A witness who was sitting right next to the shooter recounts what happened.
All I know is that the guy said, "What are you looking at?" And it was something unintelligible. I didn't hear it, but the shooter jumped off his stool and went around the bar. And they looked like they were going to get in a fight, and I was just going to go see. And I hear 2 pistol shots. Don't take that to the bank. It was 2.
Police say 51-year-old Joseph Popino shot his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend, 45-year-old Jason Zukowski, before pointing the gun at himself.
He's standing right there by the pool table, and he goes, and the gun misfired. It didn't. It was jammed. So he cleared the jam, and then he shot himself in the head went down.
Papineau was taken to the hospital but later died, and the victim had surgery and is expected to be okay. Joshua Scholl was working at GNC near the restaurant the night of the shooting.
Kind of surprised me, but not too much. I mean, we are not in the best part of town, but it's not as bad as some other places.
Western State Bank, another nearby business, agrees that the area they work in isn't safe.
It is kind of scary. I mean, that's just a couple, feet away, and the fact that it happens so close.
I also spoke with the owner of Desert Peaks Pizza and Grill, who is very shaken up about what happened. He says the doors remain closed today, but they will reopen tomorrow. Reporting live, Lindsay Regas, Fox 10 News.
6:34, a wrong-way driver convicted of causing a deadly crash in northern Arizona, sentenced to 38 years in prison. Prosecutors say James Duncan was behind the wheel driving northbound on Highway 87 south of Pine back in April of last year. He crossed the middle line, causing a crash that involved several cars, killing 3 people, and was reportedly drinking alcohol for several hours before that crash. A judge finding Duncan guilty of 3 counts of manslaughter, 5 counts of endangerment, and extreme driving under the influence.
First at 9 tonight, police still looking for a suspect after a man was found shot to death inside a crashed car in West Phoenix.
And now family and friends are demanding answers, and they need the public's help. Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett joins us live now with details. Steph?
John and Christina, we spoke today with the victim's fiance, who is obviously still in shock by this whole tragic ordeal. Now, she says that she wants to know who did this and her family to start healing.
I know he's with us and he'll always be with us.
A makeshift memorial now lays in front of this broken wall, as broken hearts are now trying to honor the young life lost too soon.
It's going to be hard for me to forget that he's not here because I want him here.
For her safety, we are concealing Mary Martinez's identity. Today, she took an emotional look at the scene of the crime, just 2 days since her fiance was killed here.
He called me at 10:48. Babe, I'm 5 minutes away. I'm on 67th Ave, Thomas. I love you. I'll see you soon. Normally, we're on the phone until he gets home, but the phone was about to die. That 5 minutes turned into forever. Like, he's not coming. Those 5 minutes are gone, and he's not with me.
Martinez didn't find out what happened to her fiancé, 27-year-old Leonel Pineda Valdez, until 5 a.m. the next morning. Phoenix police claim he had been shot while sitting in his car. Then he crashed into a wall. It all happening in this strip mall near 67th Avenue and Thomas, just down the road from where they live.
He normally door dashes around those hours, so he was going to stop and get our drinks, and he was going to head home.
The pair have known each other since high school and had plans to get married in February. Martinez says he helped raise her 4 children.
He was an amazing dude. He was loving. He outspoke. He did not care. Like, he was very protective of my kids. No matter what it was, like, he would jump for them.
For now, the suspect remains on the loose. With no leads, she's hoping someone will come forward.
Really hoping they find him, and whoever you are, please come clean. Like, he didn't deserve it.
For now, the family have set up a GoFundMe page, and they're also going to be having a car wash fundraiser. Details about that will be on our website at fox10phoenix.com. For now, Phoenix police are still investigating, and they ask anyone with information to contact them directly. Reporting live tonight in Phoenix, Stephanie Bennett of Fox 10 News.
Yavapai Sheriff's deputies capture a man wanted for a murder out of New Mexico. 39-year-old Fabian Archuleta was arrested Tuesday in Seligman. The Santa Fe, New Mexican newspaper reporting that he was wanted for shooting someone trying to sell him a stolen car. The sheriff's office there says he initially barricaded himself inside a car but eventually surrendered. He's awaiting extradition back to New Mexico.